Good evening, everyone. I make that 8 p.m., so I'm going to get started. But before we take you through this presentation with my amazing co-host, I'll just introduce myself a little bit first. So my name is Charlotte Harris. I am from the UK and I've actually been partnered with this brand for the last 4 years. I originally have a background as a professional ballet and contemporary dancer and personal trainer. I used to work in the fitness industry, which I absolutely loved. I was teaching bar classes, teaching lots of different incredible people, and I was someone who loved what I did. I was really passionate about it. I always knew I wanted to be self-employed and work for myself, but I don't know if anyone can relate on this call that may also be self-employed. I actually found that I was working all hours. I used to be in the gym at 6 o'clock until God knows what time at night, and I always had in the back of my head, like, I know I'm supposed to do something more than this, but I don't know what it is, and I loved it. So it was kind of just going through the motions until 2020 and the pandemic came along, which truly changed the trajectory of my life. I really believe that. And I know for so many of us on this call, I'm sure you feel the same. But when we went into lockdown, my husband and I made the difficult decision to close down our fitness studio. So overnight, it felt like we'd lost our business, lost our income, lost the place I was training all of my clients. And 3 weeks after we made the decision to close the business, we had our first child together and I became a mum. And it sounds so kind of cliche to say it out loud now, but I honestly mean it from the bottom of my heart that when I became a mum, I didn't expect it, but I wanted to be a stay-at-home mum. I held my baby in my arms and I had the biggest, most emotional feeling coming over me that I just didn't want to leave him. I was so attached to my baby and I wanted something that I could do flexibly from home that could be mine and that I could build myself, but also be there as a mum. I wanted to have the choice of an income and motherhood, and I didn't want to have to choose one or the other. And that's where I believe this business actually found me at a time where I was wide open to an opportunity. I stumbled across it on social media. I'd never seen this company before. And after a while, and curiosity got the better of me, I asked for information, and let's just say I got it. I was all in very quickly and I absolutely ran with it. So I now do this business with my husband. He joined me after about 3 years of me doing it. We've got two children, a 4 and a 2 year old. I'm a step mum to an 8 year old. My husband's got two fitness studios that he does this alongside as well, but this has become my full-time business that I've scaled in different parts of the world. And I couldn't be more excited to share this presentation with you tonight because I believe that what we have coming for the next 4 years and beyond is bigger than what's been in this company history. So buckle your seatbelts and I'm going to take you through this presentation. So before we delve into it, what are you looking for? Are you maybe looking to supplement your income? Have you always wanted your own business, but maybe, the financial costs of that is something that's not possible? Do you want more time flexibility, more time to do the things that you love, more days off, things like that? Personal development's a huge part of this. I'm such a more confident, more positive, abundant mindset person than I was 4 years ago. Community and relationships and travel opportunities. We are rewarded with trips. So have a little think as we take you through this presentation, what you might be looking for. So when looking at any business, it's really important to know that it's attached to not just what's here today, but what's going to long stand the test of time, those global mega trends. So we're going to take you through 5 different points this evening from the trends, the company itself, what products we're working with, how we are paid, and why the timing is now. So these are some of the business and consumer trends that are really shaping our future. And we're not just, kind of working with these trends, we're at the forefront and we're ahead of these trends. So sustainability and, environmental impact is a massive value of this brand. The way that we work through social media, community, how we brand ourselves is something that we're really passionate about. We utilize and lean into AI, and I'm sure you'll all be well aware of that now and how it's changing the business landscape. We're using AI to our advantage to actually grow and scale successful businesses. And we have connected beauty devices and wellness devices as well. We are really working with the gig economy. So the ability to work flexibly and from anywhere. So think of the likes of Uber, Airbnb, but what we have here is the opportunity to scale that even bigger as well. Again, social commerce and then anti-aging and wellness. People are always going to want to look their best, feel their best, and live longer. And that is exactly what we are doing with this brand. So who we are is New Skin Enterprises. We originate from America in Salt Lake City. We've actually been around for 40 years, which for some of you that might be like, wow, I've never seen this before, like it was for me. Over around 2 billion in revenue on an annual basis. So this is a rock solid company turning over multiple billion every single year. We are opening nearly 50 markets around the world. The next market to come is India at the end of this year, which has totally lit a fire in me. It is incredibly exciting and a huge opportunity in itself, predicted to be $1 billion market in and amongst itself, which is incredible. And what's really important to know when looking at a brand is knowing that it's publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. So complete open book when it comes to facts and figures. And we have over 60 in-house PhD scientists as well. And it's the science of this brand that really sets us apart from any other company. The way that we work with genetic data, data, with testing, with research and development over years and years and years with these scientists is what really sets these products apart, in my opinion, from anything else out there. So not only are we a really financially successful company operating all around the world, this, in my opinion, again, it's 95% of who we are as a brand. It's 5% of what we do, but it's 95% of who we are. And it's a belief in giving back. So we've got an initiative called Nourish the Children. Now, the scientists created a bag of Vitameal. So what that entails is a bag of food, nutritionally complete food that allows a child to have the nutrition they need every single day for a month. It gives them all the vitamins and minerals. We're able to, any of us can send these bags to Malawi to feed these children and really be a part in making a difference. And to date, we've fed over 850 million meals. And I really believe we've made a splash in a huge pond that we're able to help out there. And if nothing else interests you about this presentation tonight, please, please, please go and have a look at this, because it's such a beautiful thing to be a part of, to know that you're really making a difference in the world and helping give back to these children as well. And as a mum, this was something that really resonated with me in the beginning. So skin consultations. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the products that we have. Now, I obviously came into this business as a former personal trainer and dancer. I didn't know much about skincare, but this is where our AI, our apps, our technology comes in, because you don't need to know everything. So we have got an app called Vera, which you can be connected from the person who connected you to this call. They can send you a link so you can download this app for free, and we can connect anyone to this app. It allows them to take a full skin analysis. So a skin scan analyzes over 3,000 data points, and it gives them recommendations based on their skin type, where they are, what they want to work on with their skin, any problem areas. And it allows them then to see a full breakdown of products that are going to take their skin to the next level and give them the results that they want. So there's no guesswork here. It's not about going into a shop and thinking, oh, maybe I'll try that. This is hyper personalized recommendations, which is what people are looking for now. And as well, the beauty devices that we have. So we have a LumiSpa IO, which connects to your phone. It connects to this app, guides you exactly how to use it as well. And these are some of the devices that I've mentioned a couple of times. So Nu Skin have actually been awarded the world's #1 at-home beauty device system brand for 7 consecutive years in a row now, which is a huge, huge achievement based on global retail sales voted by Euromonitor. So Nu Skin is about innovation. It's about, genetic testing, like I mentioned. How can we reset our genes back to their youth? So we've got a cleansing device there on the screen that you can see, which goes above and beyond just cleansing. It's about cell renewal. It's about purifying the pores. We've got a boost device, an age lock galvanic spa device, and the bottom right hand side there with the lady's arms that you can see is our Well Spa device, which helps to visibly rejuvenate and restore and relax the body itself as well. So knowing that we are the world's #1 at-home beauty device system brand, with a company of 40 years of research and development, about to expand into a new market like India, you can imagine the size and scale of what we have coming as a company. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to hand over to my incredible business partner and great friend, Tasmin, who's going to take you through a little bit more detail about the products, some of the results as you can see here, but more importantly as well, how we make the money and why the timing is now. So thank you so much, Tasmin, and I will hand over to you. I'm just going to pop myself on mute, and yeah, let's go. Thank you. You You're on mute, my lovely.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
So, good evening, everybody. I am Tasmin. So, just to pause the amazing job Charlotte's just done, just for me to explain my journey and where I sit in with this with New Skin. So, I actually started New Skin over 6 years ago. I was actually a brand new mum on my maternity. My previous background was selling prestige luxury cars. So, at that point in my life, I genuinely love what I did. I felt like that was my progression career route ahead of me. And I don't know if there's any relatively new parents on the call, but as I'm sure that you'll know, that when you become a parent, your life completely changes. And I think the wants and the desires prior to having children completely change when you have that bundle in your lap. And at the time when I was working in my car sales job, I was working 6 days a week, commuting over an hour a day, and I was, limited with when I could book my time off, working every single weekend, working every bank holiday. I missed endless, nephew birthday parties and things like that because my industry needed to be working when the majority of the people were sat at home in the weekends. So I actually had kind of never even thought about having my own business. My husband actually has his own plumbing business, and I always craved the flexibility his business had. But one thing I noticed that if my husband doesn't work, he doesn't get paid. So, the more that I understood after obviously listening to this, there could be a potential for me to actually be, be a stay-at-home mum, still earn the finances that I needed to, but also be able to kind of like still earn money even if my hands weren't tied to the business. And that's exactly what this business can offer. So within 6 years, I have never had to return back to the car sales world. I am now expecting my third baby. So in essence, I've had three never-ending maternities, and I'm just so truly grateful that a random stranger reached out to me, via Facebook, asking if I was open to look at an opportunity. And at the time, I'd never heard of the company, I'd never tried a product. So if this is really new to you, I totally understand how nervous it may feel. But honestly, you don't know how lucky you are that somebody has seen something in you to share this opportunity with you. So, just to kind of take you through to the next slide, Charlotte's obviously spoken about the trends, the company, and really you can see the difference demonstrated within the products. So, I personally haven't been able to use the retinol you can see on the left because I'm pregnant. However, if you're somebody that has regular facial treatments, you would have heard the word retinol, but this is something that is typically specific for certain skin types, and it's something that you gradually have to build into your skincare. The great thing with New Skin, with our innovation and all the science, we actually have a peptide blend in this retinol which actually suits all skin types. So not only is it going to cause all the great benefits that it's going to help reduce aging, pigmentation, all of those great things that retinol does, it actually conditions and soothes and hydrates the skin. So you're not going to have any further irritation. So if you're somebody that's looking for anti-aging, pigmentation help, or somebody that has been told you can't use retinol, this is exactly what you need to try next. And I am probably going to be using it in the next 2 years. So I'm just going to hold on tight and just be in envy of everyone else's skin just looking so great. And then on the right hand side, we obviously have our beauty focus collagen. So I think this has been out now about 2.5 years. I've been using it since then. Previous to that, I'd never even tried collagen. But I think when you know the fundamentals of your body is made up of collagen, it's a supplement that you have to absolutely be taking every single day just because our natural diets, don't provide us with, enough. So this is a sachet form. You mix it in with water. It tastes like orange squash. I personally saw huge changes within 30 days. But like any supplement, we really do suggest you to take it for a minimum of 3 to 4 months to really see. But the great thing with this as well is obviously, as Charlotte mentioned, we actually have a scanner which actually scans the efficiency of our supplements. And this is something that you can actually capture with the collagen as well. And we also do have a personalized skin app, which you can track your progress. And that's how I saw the differences between my skin using the collagen because it takes it from an internal perspective picture as well. So if any of those products scream to you, and if you've not tried them yet, put them on your wish list and find out how you can get them because I promise you, your skin will just scream and need it for this summer. So as you can see here, we also then do have our health and wellness range, our TRME. So this is actually a weight loss program, and it's something that I personally haven't tried or taken yet. But you can see here that we actually have clinical studies and a huge program to help you through a weight management system. So if you feel like you're somebody that's tried everything on the market, I always feel so proud to be able to recommend these products to people because that you're not purchasing blind. You're buying something that has clinical evidence studies ahead of you to say that if you take this in these, recommended dosages, these are the results that you're going to get. So if you're somebody that's, really into the health and the wellness range, Nu Skin also offers that alongside our skincare. And then obviously you can see, as I've spoken about, we have a biphotonic scanner. So this is something, as I said, it actually scans the efficiency of your supplements. So are you taking any supplements now? Do you know, apart from maybe feeling a bit different, actually whether they work or not? You don't actually have any proof of that other than how you feel. However, the most of my customers and myself, you don't actually have any proof unless that you're going into a shop like Holland and Barrett's and you're buying it through their recommendations. But again, there's no hardcore evidence. The great thing with this is we actually have the scanner which can scan through your hand and it will give you a score and it literally tells you whether your supplements you're taking are efficient or not. So the great thing with this as well is I remember when I took this around 6 years ago, I was breastfeeding, I was in some financial difficulty and I was really stressed and it literally kind of gave me a really low score in the red. And the thing with that is that you then take our supplements to then increase that score. And the reason why you'd want to do that is because it makes you more healthier. But we actually have something in our bodies called carotenoids, and with that, that then obviously increases as you take these supplements. So we've obviously scanned over 15 million people. And the great thing with this as well is that if the skin guide isn't for you and you're looking at this from a professional perspective, that you can actually offer this to your patients and your clients. And then also at the end of the year, we don't know too much about it yet. So it's as new to us as it is to you hearing this, but we have a brand new scanner coming out. And all I can say is as you can see, it offers everything. And this is via, I think it's like a finger or something, so not even your hand anymore. And within 15 seconds, you will get this blueprint, which is literally more accurate than your blood and urine sample. So if this doesn't excite you, and the fact that you can take this to your patients and continue to offer your services, plus having something like this that offers money back guarantees and credibility, you are in the right place. Um, so now let's have a look that, Charlotte's spoken about the trends, the company, and the products. Now let's find out how you can earn money from it. So when I first started, I didn't really know what to expect. And I just knew that I wanted to replace my full-time income. So I was kind of like, how do I earn £2,000? So obviously, with Nu Skin, we have an affiliate program, which is where the majority of people that will come in, and this is where you'll use a product and you'll share it online. And once you have somebody that's interested, you send them a link, you then make commission once they've purchased through that link. And that is literally as simple as it is. We get paid weekly. So once you then complete that and you start making customers, not only will you make retail profit from the profit that you've made via selling that Lumi Spa, for example, you can get additional bonuses by referring other people that that also use the products and love the products to then share to their friends and family. You personally will then make an additional 4 to 24% just from the referrals of their sales. So if you wanted to progress one step further, you can continue, and that is literally by using the products, sharing them online. And if you knew that your customers could maybe do with extra holiday funds, wedding funds, or car payments, anything like that, you can actually build a Nu Skin business where you have a team of people like yourself, affiliates, customers, and you can then start to earn additional bonuses from their sales, the referral bonuses, and obviously the own retail profit you make as well. But if you can kind of have a look at the monthly average incomes, these are what people do around full-time jobs. So we aren't asking you to sit here and to get rid of your full-time job. This is something that you naturally introduce into your full-time job. And it's things like, I reduce watching TV, so I don't watch TV anymore. I was nap trapped a lot of the time with a baby on my lap. So this was a perfect opportunity for me to utilize my scrolling and to earn money while I was using my social media anyway. So to continue to progress, that what you would then personally do is that you could actually look at following a really, really easy qualification progress, which is where you personally reach around about £2,000 in sales and you reach the first pin title, which is a brand representative. So this is somebody that, like I said, that's generated around about £2,000 in sales. You'll earn around about $178. And that is just literally made up of your own sales and any single person that you've introduced to the business and maybe through their referrals. But if you wanted to progress and to show other people how you can do this, you can really scale this business by just duplicating yourself. So you find someone else that loves the products, they then want to share them, they then sell the 2,000 points, and it naturally just progresses. And the great thing with this as well is that you can scale a side hustle business into a full-time business like Charlotte and myself have been able to create and have businesses in multiple countries. We're open in 50 markets, which means my sister that's now living in Australia, if she needs a LumiSpa cleanser, I send her a link, she checks out, and it literally gets sent from her, warehouse over there. And then I then still get paid. So it's a really great opportunity where you can literally earn money while you sleep, but also to kind of remember that you can earn while you learn. And a lot of the time, you have to go to university, you have to go to school, you have to learn all these skills first, and then you then get paid. So, obviously, progressing all the way up, you can just help more and more people do the same. And to just draw your attention to the Ruby partner level, this is somebody which is the level that I needed to reach to earn £2,000. And this is where you have, reached around about £2,000 in income, and you are doing this around a full-time job. So, imagine the full-time wage that you have now. Could you imagine earning £2,000 as a minimum and an average on top? So, and if you were to kind of progress and go to the very top part of the compensation plan, that's where you essentially have 6 teams, and the income is naturally enhanced by the more people you help. So it's a really great thing where you generate, your business through sales and then helping others do the same. And more than 5% of people have actually reached that top income level of the Blue Diamond. So that's around about 19, £20,000 a month, which, for me, when I first heard this, I didn't even think was possible. So if we look at the next slide, we then also, through sharing your passion and your love for the products, Nu Skin reward you for success trips. So I've actually been really grateful to experience 3. I went to Utah, which is one of the first trips that you'll get to qualify for, which is where you go to the company headquarters, you meet the scientists, you see the warehouses, you see the labs, you see literally where Nu Skin comes from. I actually went to Morocco in September and I went to Mauritius into 2022. And this is an opportunity where your flights, your food, your hotel is completely paid for, but for you and a plus one. So whether that be for a husband or a friend or something like that, that's how News can reward you. However, I think back in my corporate, sales job, I have a lady on my Facebook and she's reached 20 years and she got a Parker pen. And I mean, that's great. But I definitely know that I would love to do this business for a couple of years and get rewarded for a free 5-star success trip. So if you love to travel and would love to treat somebody that you really love, this is a perfect opportunity to also start sharing these products. So if we just look at the timing, I personally think the timing has never been better. There is so much in front of us within the next 12, 18 months. Nu Skin is constantly innovating. So your customers are never going to get bored of products because we're always launching something new. But at the end of the year, hopefully, based on us and we need your help, we are set to open India, which will be the biggest market we have ever opened in Nu Skin. So many years ago, we obviously opened Japan. And the lady that opened Japan had massive lucrative benefits on the back of that because that she saw a market opening. It only happens once, and it is just a life-changing opportunity. So if you personally know anybody within the Indian heritage that is currently living in the UK, we are looking for people like that as well to be able to help us open this market. So trust me, with the new scanner coming out as well, the timing has never been right. And especially with so many professionals now within the Indian heritage and not, they're seeing our science, they're seeing our wellness, they're seeing our scanner, and they are getting so excited that they can offer these alternatives to their patients. So if you couple the new scanner, the launch of India that's happening at the end of the year, and obviously being the world's number one at-home beauty device system brand, for the last 7 years, we are the number one fastest growing company for the devices. You will continue to have a business that will thrive right ahead of the trends, and you are set to take on this market share like the rest of us. So, just lastly, if you're thinking, God, I don't know where to start, Charlotte and me felt like that. Everybody feels like that, and we start at ground zero with you. So, the great thing with this is you don't need to know about skincare, you don't need to know about wellness, you don't need to know how to run a business. We have resources and tools and corporate partners that take care of all of this for you. We just ask of you to be, motivated, willing to show up, willing to learn, and we can do all the rest. But the great thing, we actually have step by step, resources and tools that literally show you the blueprint how to progress to the level that you want to progress at. And that's what I love. You can pick and choose how successful you want to be in this business. And you just have to be reassured that the person that invited you onto this call will plug you in all those different directions to make sure that you get the best benefit out of it. So, just lastly, we are looking for three types of people. So, if you're somebody that's a customer and you have never tried the products, you like the look of the Lumi Spa, the retinol, or the collagen, the person that invited you onto this call can send you a skin analysis. They can scan your skin through the app that you download, and that will give you a personalized skincare kind of map to show you exactly what skin type and products that are suited to your skin. So, we really do recommend if you want to start this business and haven't tried a product, you have to start here first because you cannot recommend something that you've never tried. If you're somebody that's tried the products and thought, you know what, I have nothing to lose. My friends would also like the Lumi Spa or the collagen. I would like to share this as well. This is a perfect opportunity for you to work in a full-time job around, like Charlotte and me, we're crazy busy mums with other businesses in our heads. And you can get paid just by sharing links like everyone else does on social media at the minute with like clothes links and things. Or are you somebody like Charlotte and myself that really wanted to progress and look at earning full-time income to be able to be at home, but still then have those, financial independence benefits and things like that? That you can join a business that essentially is kind of like a franchise, but you have very, very little risk. And the only risk you have is not starting and giving it a go. So please reach out to the person that invited you onto this call. I hope you're as excited as Charlotte and me. There honestly has never been a better time. And yes, we look forward to hopefully meeting you very soon. And best of luck with your journey if this is the first step. Thank you.